guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts, and welcome to my craft room. This is my WiP It Wednesday video where I show you whatever I've been doing in the craft room this past week, whether I've just done a little bit on a project or it's been my main project for the week. Those who watch my Friday Sew With Me tutorial type videos, you'll have already seen my little fabric memory game. So I have this all finished. I still need to make a little bag or pouch for it. I just haven't had time this week. But I really enjoyed this little game, and I could see making a whole bunch of these, and they make wonderful gifts, and I'll probably put some in the shop. But first I have to decide what type of bag or pouch I want to make for them and actually make them. Now those of you who have been with me for a while, you might hear in the background every now and then, they are still working on my road. We are getting closer to having it paved or tarred or whatever they do. It has something to do with shell and tarring and all this stuff that they do. The road was, I think it was probably a good 8 or 12 inches down low, so they brought in a whole bunch of dirt and stuff and rocks and brought it up to level. And here's my yard, my house right here. And then we have the road, and then across the street on the road, there's this narrowish strip of grass and stuff that I've always called the field. And then there is a 4-lane road outside of it. So now this strip, there will be no houses ever being built here. It starts out really narrow and it gets kind of wide towards the end, about 3 houses down from me. They're going to put some type of a little small water plant situation there, osmosis, whatever they're doing that they put over in those areas because it's all city owned. But right now, there's a nice sidewalk that goes through here, so they're digging out this giant culvert ditch right through here because doing all this road work and messing with the dirt and everything is kind of, they blocked it off, but it's kind of filling up in there. So all of this to say, yeah, you're going to hear noise in the background because they're still making lots of noise. It's actually kind of raining today, but since they're inside a covered vehicle and all, most of them, there's a couple guys that are standing outside in the drizzle, but you know, I guess they don't care. At least it's not hot out, but they're digging that out. I'm just hoping that this means that they're going to actually pave my road soon. But yep, I made this game. I think I'm going to, I definitely feel that I want to make more of these. We'll just see what type of time I have available and the different types of fabrics I can find in my stash. I did pull out the Pioneer gloves that I've been working on. I am getting a little bit further with the thumb area and getting it all nice and increased there. You can see how it's branching off. This is the left one because I know this was the right one because it has a red marker on it because right and red both start with R, and that's how I remember. So you can see the right one is starting to branch off there, and the left one, that one's starting to do its little thing there too. This was the part that was a little confusing to me, but I did that strange thing where you just follow the pattern and do exactly what it says, and then it turns out okay, and you get it done right. I mean, it's the craziest thing, following the directions. But I did it, and it's working pretty good. It's just one of those things that I do when I have a little bit of brain power, and I can sit down, and all the animals are taken care of, and Rob's taking a nap, or he's down for, you know, gone to bed at night, hasn't gotten up in the morning, whatever, so that I can have just like an hour to myself and to work on this and make sure I'm doing everything right and following a chart. I don't normally follow a chart when I'm knitting, so it's taking me a little bit longer to do it than I normally would, but it's okay because they're coming out really nice. And once I get past this little section here, it's just going to breeze through. It'll be like this down here. I won't have to worry about any of that until I go to put the thumb in. So those are looking good. I am going to try to remember to always move the stitch marker while we're talking. That way I don't forget the next time I pick them up. I don't always move it to the exact row because I don't like to put it on just, this is only one leg of a stitch because there's one in the front and like one in the back type thing. So I like to go down a row below it. That way I can grab 2 stitches, 2 different legs of the same stitch, whatever, so it doesn't kind of pull that one stitch out. I got the hand stitching done on the back of my little postage stamp wall hangings. So this is the one that I'm probably going to hang up in my craft room unless someone says, hey Robin, I would really like to purchase that from you. This is the one that is destined to go into the shop. So those both have a facing and they've both been hand stitched down. And that way they just have this nice blue fabric on the front, and there's no borders or anything like that, no binding that stops it like a picture frame. I just kind of wanted it to be like more like an art piece where it's just splattered on there versus a picture frame. So those two are done. Now hand stitching down, it does take a little bit extra time. So that's where some of my time has gone this week to this project. And speaking of hand stitching and time, I also quilted and bound and did some hand stitching on my little minis. As you can see, I did some little tight free motion stitching through all of this, and I left the colors of the fabric so that these would pop up. You can see how it makes it a little bit compact and bubbly on the back. I did just your basic black binding because I wanted it to be like a picture frame. I was torn. I wish I had some more of a turquoisey fabric or something along these lines, but I just went with the straight black to kind of go with these two darker fabrics. And like I said, it gives it that look of a picture frame. And I did what I call, I kind of call this tattoo stitching for some reason, because it's just like hash marky, tattooy. I don't know. When I think of tattoos, you see different, some of the tattoos, they just have the one little lines and stuff, and that's, I don't know, whatever. That's just, when I think of it, I always think of it as like a tattoo stitch. There's another one that I did the free motion on. I am still hand stitching the binding down on this one. I haven't gotten very far on it. I still even have the needle sitting there. I was just working on this a little bit ago. This one also has the free motion quilting and then the empty spaces from the colored fabrics. But my favorite one has got to be the straight line quilting. I really love the way this one turned out. Now I went with organic straight lines, so I didn't have to have them all perfect, because if none of them are perfect, then none of them stand out as being anything strange. And I like the way that looks. And you can see how that works in the back. And once again, I have my little tag down. I worked a little bit on Robbie's sock. I can't say socks because I only casted on one so far. I was somewhere about down here. I hadn't quite finished the toe. When you're looking at the side, you can kind of see almost where it stops increasing. You'll see where the side's going up and then it starts to straighten out. So this right here, well, right where the marker is where the toe stops and I start knitting on the foot. And I think I was somewhere down here. I was getting close to having the toe finished, but not quite there. I went ahead and already put in my little marker. I have it on these black little light bulb stitch markers that they have, and I just put a nice orange one because I thought it would contrast with the blue. When I bought these black ones, I couldn't find the rainbow ones, and I really wish I had found them. And now I mean, I've already got 100 of these. I don't need the colored ones, but I kind of want the colored ones because they stick out against the sock much nicer so that you can see them. But it does its job. It's placing its marker, and I don't need to have them, which is why I haven't purchased any. So, but there's Robbie's one sock started. And the other knitting project I worked on is in my little tote bag here. This is the newsprint cowl. This is that crazy cowl where I knitted on this side, but you actually wear it inside out on this side. So here's where I was last week. So I've only just put on about 4 or 5 rows, which it's not a lot, but at almost 400 stitches, it does take a little bit to get around. I haven't timed myself yet to see how long it takes me to do one round because I tend to pick it up and put it down a lot. But I like how soft this yarn is. It's got just a little bit of a halo, a little bit of fuzziness to it, but not too much. It's definitely not like a mohair or anything, so it just has a little bit. And this is going to lay so nice on her neck, on my friend's neck. And the colors are nice and subtle. They're more of this tan beigey brown, and it's not a bright white against this dark black or dark brown. So yep, I've been enjoying this. This is a nice one to just knit on when I'm just going to go round and round and round. There's no thought process. Pick it up and put it down whenever you want. So that's how my week has been going in the craft room. What have you guys been working on? It's summertime in most places. A lot of kids are out of school, so I'm guessing that a lot of people are going out and starting to do things, go to the beach, go to the pool, have some fun, do a little fishing. I don't know, whatever you guys do during the summer. It's so hot here, I kind of hunker down and wait for the summer to pass because the winter is the nicer weather down here in Florida where it's not so hot. So that's it for me this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and don't forget to create with scrapitude. Bye.